Hey guys, it's Chris from EXP Educators, and man, on this sunny day, we got a sunny person on the other line here, Jason Justak. I'll tell you guys, if you get a chance to do a deal with him or get a chance to be in his company, you are going to be blown away by the energy and enthusiasm and professionalism that Jason and his gang exude. His story is our time together has been a couple, 3 years now, if I'm not mistaken. He's with Rodney and Amanda Hurd. He started with them, I do believe, and that's where I met him. And then he's out on his own, just doing gangbuster business now. And it is awesome to sit down with you, Jason. Tell us a little bit about your story and how we got here today. I'm very interested to hear this.
Man, Chris, it's awesome to be here. Thanks for having me first and foremost. It's awesome. And it's cool that we get to grow together. Like you said, we've known each other for a few years now. And yeah, man, my journey just started years ago. I was actually doing real estate back in Tennessee for a while. And that's where I started my thing. It was a journey that I came from the hospitality industry. And I actually ended up getting fired from a general manager spot. And I was just months away from having another baby with my wife. And it was crazy. My head was spinning, man. And it just was a rough time. So I looked into real estate, decided to make that adventure, and started going. And I was excited for it. And man, I go full throttle when I do stuff. And so I was trying to push it, man. Lo and behold, things just didn't work out in Tennessee. And my good buddy, Jason Miller, we were visiting him up here in Indiana and doing what a good buddy does. He calls me, or he tells me in person, he's just like, man, you guys should just move up here. And we all kind of got a hoot out of it and chuckled. And I talked to my wife and I'm like, not a bad idea. So we ended up doing that, and that's when he told me, "Hey, come work for us on the Hurd real estate team." And I met with Amanda and Rodney, and things just blossomed from there. It just boom. I didn't know what was going to happen, and looking back now, that just ignited it. So fast forward, it was early 2018. Amanda and Rodney come up to us, and they're just like, "Hey." And it's the whole team in the office. I could remember it. I visualized it to no other. Hey, team, we're going to join EXP Realty. Here's what's up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? I'm just getting my groove here, man. I'm trying to get things going. So I was against it at the beginning because it was a change. It was a shock to the system.
Sure.
And for me, I was just like, man, I'm gaining momentum. And all of a sudden it stopped. And then I had to reshift it. And I really didn't know how to do that at that point. I didn't have a mindset. So luckily I had a team like Amanda and Rodney, plus other great senior partners like Jeff and Marcy Willems that came to town, Brett Gove, Jason Gessing came to town, our CEO. Yep. So it was those people that really helped me see what EXP was about. And then we went to EXPCon in New Orleans that year, and then it just was gangbusters from there. I just got to meet great people. I got to talk to them. I collaborated with them. I still have their business cards in my desk because I keep in touch with them, because if I have a referral in any state, boom, I've got it. Or if I just want to know what business is happening in another state, boom, I've got them. Sure. And with the partnership that we can create now, that we are in one brokerage worldwide.
Yep.
I can have teammates in Texas or California or Spain. And if I meet other people, then I can say, hey, do you have a team they can be on? Or, hey, can you help mentor them? Or can you just meet them for coffee and, get to know them if you guys want? That stuff's blown my mind, Chris. And so, I never thought 3.5 years ago that I'd be a global partner with EXP. And look at us now. It's amazing, brother.
Yeah. Well, and you do some, I love the stuff I see that you do social wise. You're out there, you're telling people what's going on. You're showing them, hey, here's the marketplace. Here's something for agents. Here's something for buyers and sellers. I mean, you are just a font of information that just keeps on giving just day after day and week after week on whether it be through LinkedIn, Facebook, or whatever. And you talked about your global reach there, and this has been an interesting year for you for a guy who's not really into transition. Tell us a little bit about what you did this year that was different from last year.
Yeah, it's a good segue there. Yes. Transition's always scary, but I think it's one when you have the thoughts and then you have a vision. Mm-hmm. It's different than having something just dropped in your lap and, hey, we're going to shift gears. You know right. what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was with Amanda and Rodney and the rest of the Herd Real Estate team for a while. And something, once we joined EXP, Rodney and Amanda always promoted to us to say, go start your own team, be you, brand yourself. That was something they always said. And I don't think anybody on the team really took it to heart. And then just as things progressed with where I was in real estate, my mindset and how things were going, I was just like, man, maybe this is a shift of time that I need to move mm-hmm. on. And I always look back because Amanda and Rodney have taught me so much, and so has the rest of the team. I was very thankful for having them, and I still am very thankful for that. If I were to just outright left them with, if we were with another brokerage and I just outright left the team, yep. It probably would have been bitter. We probably would have never talked. We probably never would have collaborated again. And that's not what I wanted. I wanted a place where I could still rely on Amanda and Rodney and say, hey, I need help. I could rely on their team and we could still go out and do functions together. I wanted all that stuff. And with EXP, it gave us that because I could branch away from the Herd Real Estate team. And now I can brand myself. You see my sign in the back, the World Title Real Estate. I get to brand me. I get to do my own thing. I get to do listings. I get to do it all. Sometimes it's a little bit of a headache, don't get me wrong, but but at the same time, that's what I want to do, so I'm excited. And then it's just like today, I'm talking to Amanda Hurd today, and we're collaborating on different things of what's going on in real estate. Mm-hmm. And hey, how can we grow bigger? So that stuff's amazing that we could open those doors and, tear down the walls, I like to say,
sure.
Of, hey, this is a brokerage, boom, tear it down. The world's our brokerage. It's awesome.
Yeah. You don't need a door if there's not a wall in front of you, do you?
Good.
So I know that, you were talking about that and going out on your own. And, when I first met you, I got to be honest, I was just like, man, the energy you just bring to the room is just, it's electrifying. And I'm not just saying that to say that. As you know me, I'm not no bullshit kind of guy. But, and then we've done some things together. We've collaborated, obviously, and, which is fantastic because, kind of one team, one dream. And, it's all growing for all of us. And that's just as fantastic as it can be, especially looking at the future. And you said something that was very interesting. Unlike in other brokerages, you didn't have to part ways with your friends and your business partners. So you were able to actually kind of have your cake and eat it too in a roundabout way because, you didn't outgrow the nest necessarily, but you said, hey, I want to go fly on my own. And they have been nothing but supportive, best I can figure, from everything that, I see you doing and everything that, is going on, which is, it just, you guys are a little younger. And I remember when I came to one of your sales meetings a couple years back, which would be unheard of for the most part.
Right.
And, Rodney and Amanda were so open, and you guys were too, and everybody sat down, and we were all trying to help each other. And, I said something that is probably true in that organization is it is a utopia because there's so much just giving going on. Whether it's the buyer's agents giving a buyer's agent, sales partners, listing agent, Rodney and Amanda, the staff. It's just, that culture over there is phenomenal. And I think you're carrying that forward into your organization as well. What a great roadmap, you want to elaborate on that just a little bit?
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, I appreciate you connecting the energy level, man. I do. I like to bring the energy, and it's been a twofer, man. I've had to control that energy to, get along with clients as well as other agents, sure. So I don't come off too much. And so I like having positive energy and just bringing that to it. And so that's always number one, I think, in my life, is just having that positive aura, I should say, and surrounding yourself with people you want to be like. Those have been the big things. And so when I go to conferences, or I'm even in a networking event, I'm trying to talk to people that, hey, they may be in the business 20, 30 years, and they're doing, $100 million in sales. Cool. How do I get there? That's what, those are the brains I'm picking. So that's why I love that I could talk to Amanda and Rodney, and I could talk to Jeff, and I could talk to yourself, and I could talk to Jason also. And, all these great people, we could collaborate and say, hey, this works for me. Cool. This works for me. And, and then we could go back and forth and share that stuff. And, I've never seen that anywhere else. And that means a lot, because I love to work like that. I love to share my information, and I continue to do that with some of the coaching that I've been doing. I've helped people in other brokerages because, hey, they need help. That's what it's about. So I just come from that. Hey, let's help each other. And it's great that the senior partners are helping us, and it's a twofer. Yeah,
no, it's just fantastic. So I know they sat you down in that meeting and said, hey guys, we've been independent. We're doing our own thing. We're getting ready to go with the EXP. And you're like, what? What? Can you repeat that? I don't think I heard you. And obviously you talked about benefits and what was going to happen and what was in it, because, that they realized that there was an opportunity to have more for you as a partner than they could have ever done on their own.
100%.
And what have you noticed, or what has been the benefit? I mean, without getting super specific, and we don't talk exact dollars and cents here, but what have you experienced that's different from anywhere else you were from that meeting to just a surprise, or just, something you go, wow, I just didn't think about it at the time. And I'm glad I didn't have to think about it. And it just happened.
Yeah, man, my mind's going like 100 miles an hour just off of that question alone, because it's all changed my life, man. From Jeff and Marcy Willems bringing this vision over to Amanda and Rodney and saying, man, hey, look at this. It took Amanda and Rodney a while to say, hey, this is bigger than us. This is great for our team. Let's do this move. So again, yeah, I was blinded. I had those blinders on. I didn't want to see, anything else. But what it's brought is just a change of life, man. I've been able to now brand myself and run my own business.
Yep.
I've been able to save more money. I'm still selling real estate.
Yeah.
But the company wants to give me more money and hand me stock rewards for selling the same real estate I would do with any other brokerage.
Yep.
Cool. Thanks, EXP. Thanks, Glenn. Those things are huge, man. I like extra incentives. So it kind of makes me think too, because we have that equity share that you could buy into up to 5%.
Sure.
And at the beginning, I was very tight with my money, and I was just like, no, I want the $300 per transaction, or whatever it came to per transaction. I didn't want to put it into the company. And I remember sitting down with Amanda, and she said, you should probably do it. You look at it, think about it, and lo and behold, it was my idea. I said, sure, I'll do the 5%. Super grateful for that, because I would have kicked myself in the rear if I haven't done that. But it was minimal. But now I've been able to save money for the family.
Yep.
I've got 3 little girls, so I'm planning for weddings and cars and, all that stuff, prom dresses, you name it. I've got all that on my mind. So, but that's what it's giving me. That stock that I'm buying into is going to be my nest egg for later in life for me and my wife.
Sure.
And maybe a retirement that can handle as well, that, hey, in this business, I can retire, actually. So I like that. And then have more money where it's still coming in, passive income coming in. Those things have been huge. And I'll tell you, last year, with the stock itself, it rose quite significantly last year. I talked to my
Yes.
wife and I said, hey, if I pull out so much money, I could pay off my school loans and I could give ourselves a nest egg in the bank, you know, just have a nice chunk that it doesn't have to dwindle down and build it back up, dwindle down, build it back up.
Yep.
It could leave a chunk in there. I ran some numbers. I showed it to my wife. She said, yeah, let's do it. So cashed in some stock, paid off my school loans. So that was off my chest. I'm saving $300 a month right there.
Yeah.
And just phenomenal. And then now we have a nice nest egg that, hey, we could go buy stuff if we want to treat ourselves to this. This year we've gone on like 5 vacations because of all this mindset shift in our positive minds.
Yeah.
Because of EXP, it's given us all this opportunity, man. It's just, it blows me away because the doors continue to open, and they're going to open for not only me and you, Chris, but for other great agents that are seeing these videos. Yep. And say, man, I want to change my life. I want to change my story. How do I do it? Right here. This is how you do it. Start here and talk to us, and boom, it just takes over. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's funny you talk about the vacations, because I can remember sitting back in business planning sessions with other brokerages, and they'd say, you know, you plot out your vacations, and, you know, I'd maybe put 1 or 2 down and this or that or the other, and now it's a different story. You know, it's just hard to put into terms. You know, and I think you resonated that hey, you know what? I'm more profitable. You know, I have equity and I have more time, and you're not doing anything different than you were, except you took a, you know, you kind of checked the ego at the door and you said, I'm going to go help some people. And now it's like, this isn't about me or you. It's about how many people we can help, you know, because, you know, it's not in question whether EXP is the real deal anymore, you know, at, you know, 60,000 plus agents, almost, you know, 65,000 plus, and cruising towards 100. This isn't a question of whether or not this is going to work.
Right. Right.
You know, and I've been doing it a couple of days longer. And you talked about that 5%. If I just had the 6, 7, 5, the various overrides that franchises took from us over 28 years, maybe my stress level might have been a little lower.
Right.
But with that said, you know, it is. You just kind of said it. You know, Brent says set it and forget it. You don't even think about it, and then one day you look at it and you're like, oh, I'll be, and you pay off student loans. You know, I think one of your other partners, didn't they pay off their mortgage, if I'm not mistaken? And, you know, buying car, you know, and just doing things that you wouldn't, you know, I hear these stories. You know, I had one of our groups said, you know, she took an almost 21-day vacation. She hadn't taken a vacation in 10 years. And she took basically 3 weeks. And then guess what happened when she came back? She had clothes. She had people that, you know, we kind of plugged her in. And just like that collaboration, you know, we're all just kind of working together, and it all works out. It's just fantastic. So we kind of heard about the beginning, you know, when you went from being a general manager, baby on the way, hit the brick skipping, not a good time. You dove into real estate, which is just about as crazy as anything I can imagine with the baby on the way, but I love it. You come up here. You're with a group, and you say this is going well, and they say we're going to EXP, and obviously it's worked out pretty good for you so far, and I can only see bigger and bigger things, because your brain's like a parachute, brother. I mean, it just opens up, and it just catches things all day. And so where do you see it kind of going from here? You know, where do you see taking, you know, your world title brand and so on and so forth, and your organization that you're building, and that, you know, that referral income and so on and so forth? Where do you see that? You know, and I mean, obviously this isn't like looking to a crystal ball, but, you know, you can obviously, you got a vibe for what's going on, clearly.
Heck yeah, man. You know, I think about it almost every day of, where do I want to take my brand, the organization, all that stuff. So that's an awesome question. I talked to Amanda Rodney, and I said, man, in 5 years, I want to be out of production. I don't want to be making calls and all that stuff. I want to be able to enjoy. In 5 years, my oldest is going to be 13, probably doing sports, everything else. Plus the other two are going to be doing a lot of activities as well. I want to be present for each and every one of those events that are happening in our lives. And so that'll be huge. So that's why in a 5-year plan, I would love to be out of production, but yet still making a lot of passive income, and probably doing more of a coaching role and helping others continue to guide and build their brands, and build their organizations. And then as people need me, they reach out, Jason, can you sell a house? Can you buy a house? Sure. But I don't want to do the phone call chase, so to speak, and do those. I want to minimize that, and then just let it be more organic of, I can still sell real estate. I just help others grow at this point. So that's a 5-year plan. Amanda, I told that to Amanda, she goes, you're going to do it in 3 years. So I got a little nervous when she said that. I was like, good.
But she chopped the calendar in half.
Right. But it's these big players that have big visions, that see these big things happening, that see things for us as well. Yeah. And so like that, when she says that, I get goosebumps, and I can feel them right now. Because generally when things like that are said, they're coming to fruition as well. Sure. And I get excited about that, because if I could skyrocket to 3 years and I'm minimizing production and I'm just coaching and developing and helping people not only in Indiana but globally, what a great time in life that would be. And just meeting more agents out there and letting them grow, it'd be awesome. Yeah. And I want to be on the stage for Brett Gove's conference at EXPCon. So Brett, when you're watching, I want to be on stage, bro.
Well, as he will tell you, you got to earn it. But you know what, brother? You got the right attitude. That's for sure. As Zig Ziglar says, you help enough people get what they want, you'll get everything that you want. And that's what I hear coming out right now is, you know what? Yeah, I'll turn some keys. I'll help some friends, some people I enjoyed working with, because I want to, not because I have to. As we've all been there in a middle of January, 10 degrees outside, winds howling at 30 miles an hour. It's colder in the daylights, and the lockbox doesn't want to open, and you're like, there may be a better way. Right. There just might be a better way. But what a fantastic vision. And it's funny you talk about that, because I remember when I was talking with Amanda, they had a 5-year plan, and it came to fruition a little bit quicker, obviously. I try not to look at things so linear as far as the timetable is concerned, because is there really a bad time? Because what I can tell you is, prior to the breakfast 3 years ago with them, and prior to that meeting 3 years ago, there was a treadmill that didn't have an off button. And that's all I knew. Right. I'm going to sell more houses to make more money, to sell more houses to make more money. And you really don't make appreciably more money the more houses you sell. Because expenses start to rise. There's kind of a fine line there. Brother, I got to tell you, man, it is just awesome to sit down with you and hear your story. Guys, if you get a chance to work with Jason, you are going to be beyond impressed. As I was blessed earlier this year, again, to work with Jason, and just sharp as a tack, and just as professional as can be. You won't be disappointed. Any parting thoughts before we get going?
Chris, it's awesome to do this, man. I am honored that you invited me on too. So thank you. And doing that transaction with you earlier this year was great. You've always been a support system for me, and I always want to replicate that too. And again, that's that collaboration. If we were anywhere else, I don't know if we'd be doing this, tell you the truth.
Hit or miss.
And it's cool because I like you. You're a great guy. And, when we get together, we're laughing, we're telling some jokes, we're having a good time. Yeah. And that's what I dig. So I appreciate you so much, man. But just everyone else that's out there that's watching, do what's best for you, and just have it make sense. Ask us what we can do to help, and we're here for you.
Amen, brother. Amen. Well, guys, we're going to part ways with Jason because I appreciate his time. I know he's busy. He squeezed us in. I put it to him to say I will try to keep it condensed for him because I know he's got a stacked up day here and he's got 3 little girls, so that's going to keep him busy. But click the link below for some more information. As we like to say, if you knew what EXP Realty could do for you, you'd already be here. I think hearing Jason's story tells you that it's probably something you need to take a look at. And that's all we say is take a look at it. If it's not for you, cool. If it's for you, let's talk. That's all. That's how I always look at it. I just looking to help. At the end of the day, brother, go have an awesome day. Thank you again for your time, and we appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. See ya.
Right on.